All right, greetings everyone. We are here for another live show of Creating Your Own Lane. It's our live show. It's number 2. And our topic today is doing shit scared.
Doing it scared.
Yes, 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 yes. So, if you did not check out our first episode, then you can definitely check that out. You can catch the replay on any of our platforms, Instagram at Spirit Wisdom Reset. Same thing for Facebook, Twitter, or for YouTube. And don't forget to connect with us on our VIP list. The link is in the bio or the description of wherever you are currently watching. So, yeah. And if you have any questions or comments, feel free to share in the chat of wherever you are currently watching, and we will get to those
Peace, peace.
soon.
Peace, 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 everybody. Listen here. We are doing shit scared. When you create your own lane, baby, you got to do shit scared.
Yes.
Hello? Doing it scared. What does that mean? Hold on for a second. Let me take another smoke. We'll talk about that in a second.
Yes, we catching the vibe today, y'all. I should have poured me some wine or something.
Listen, if you need to take a quick break and go get you some wine, sis, do your thing. Do your thing.
Maybe a little bit later into this live stream. We gonna see.
All right. All right. Now listen here. Every damn day, okay? Listen. When you do shit scared, okay, so sis, may I start? May I
Yes,
please?
you may. I highly recommend it.
Huh? What'd you say?
I said I highly recommend it, yes.
Okay, listen here. When you do shit scared, listen, you ain't got time for no mess. You ain't got time for no games. When you do shit scared, you just jump. Doing shit scared is the most exhilarating thing in this world because it is the energy that you create while you are doing these things or before doing these things. When you're afraid and you push past that, the energy that is in that right there, that moment right before, listen, that is the energy that you're going to use to catapult you off of the cliff and into action. Okay? Doing shit scared is important. And then you're like, why? Because if you're comfortable when you're doing it, you're not going to put forth a lot of effort. Most of the times you won't be at the top of your game. Make sense? Most of the times you will not be at the top of your game when you are not scared or there's not some sort of jittery feeling or something going on. When you just flow into it and don't have any type of feeling with it, scared, jitters, then you are more than likely going to do some things with less oomph. You're going to more than likely not put forth your best effort because you don't have that driving force behind you. Does this make sense? You know what I'm saying? When you do shit scared, first you need some gas to drive the car. Let's just break it down like that. First, you need gas to drive the car. How you gonna get your gas? That feeling. We talking metaphysics here. That feeling that you get, you take that and you harness that energy because it's an energy. If we're speaking and walking in this third dimension using fourth dimensional information, let's go ahead and talk about it. You can use that to your advantage. Go ahead, and it's nothing wrong with utilizing that energy and transmuting it into the fuel that's required for you to get that shit done. Scared and all. What say you, sis? What say you?
You know, when it comes to doing shit scared, one of the things is sometimes what you need to do most and what the things that you want to do, they might intimidate you. You might feel like that you're not worthy of those things, it might push you out of your comfort zone. And so with that, it requires courage. It requires you to move beyond that comfort zone. And that's what doing shit scared is really about to me. And from my personal experiences and then just working with other people, it's like being scared does not mean that it is wrong or bad. Sometimes being scared is a sign, it's an indicator that this is something that's going to move you into this unknown territory. And oftentimes that is what we're most afraid of, because you don't know what to expect, or you feel like you have to know exactly what's going to happen before you do it. But it don't work that way. The whole point is to discover who you are through stepping into the unknown. And yeah, that part is going to be scary.
Mm-hmm.
That's part of that learning process. And and it's, if you wait around until you know something, you're never going to move forward. You have to be in the process. You have to take the action. And that's what it's about. It's about taking action despite anything you might feel that that comes across as making you uncomfortable. Because a lot of times the things that you want the most are going to make you uncomfortable. Why? Because it puts you in a situation where you do need to change. You can't get to where you want to be by doing the exact same thing you've been doing. At some point, you're going to have to grow, right? Growing can be uncomfortable, and that's what it's about.
Uncomfortable. I was about to type while you were talking. Listen, y'all, I apologize, family, if you all are continuing to hear that echo over here on IG. We are also on YouTube. We are also on Facebook, and we are also on Twitter streaming live. So you can always go up to the top of our what's the bio. You can always go to the top, click it, and then go to either one of those platforms and join us on the other. We know for certain we're not doing this on the other, but we do want to always include you guys. So if you want to go over, back out of this live, go up and come over on another page, and then comment and let us know that you've moved from IG over to whatever platform, if you're wanting to do that.
Cool.
Yes. Doing shit scared requires gas, and it doesn't mean that anything is right or wrong. It's just the way that it is in that moment. You're afraid. You don't know. You have no idea of what's behind that door. And most of the times when you don't know what's behind the door, what you do is you scatter, you run, you stop, you are like stuck. Okay, I see where everybody's leaving and going to another platform. We have one still here on IG. We're gonna, if you don't leave, and then if you leave, then we can go ahead and cut it down if you want to, sis, on IG, and allow our other platforms to stream.
Yeah, we can do that. We can just end IG, and then we can pop back on later. And
okay, I see 3 people now. It was 1 and now it's back to 3. Guys, go over to our other platforms, if you will. Go over to YouTube, go over to Facebook or Twitter, and you can get the links to all of them in the bio. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and end it over here, sis.
Okay.
Very good. We'll see you guys over there. All right, peace. All right. Let's go ahead and make certain that I post this.
All right. See, despite all the technical difficulties, we are still out here in these streets, y'all.
Okay. We got to make certain we do what it do.
Yes. So we just keep going. You still keep doing the thing. And this is another indicator, like sometimes there will be things that happen. Like you can't expect when there's something that you want to do that you are going to, that everything's going to go smoothly all the time. Sometimes you have to work through it.
We doing shit scared.
You know?
We doing shit scared, right?
You just keep going. This is a perfect example of, hey, like, you know what? It's not working. We're still going to work through it. So you work through whatever resistance or obstacles might be in the way. We could have easily said, you know what? Let's just end all of it. It's like, no, like, let's just adapt. So sometimes doing shit scared,
Right.
like when you step into it, you start doing the thing, it might not go the way you expected it, but it allows you the opportunity to adapt and figure things out. Just like what
Yeah.
we did, you know, as we are multi-streaming. So
Right. This is
yeah.
beautiful. Let me tell you, she cool, calm, and collective. I'm over here on the inside, like, bitch, what's going on with this here? Okay. Let me just be honest. Because I am not, honestly, I am not I'm not technologically savvy. There you have it. And I don't really too much care to be. However, comma, I find that there may be times when my beautiful co-host might want a break, and I need to be able to relieve her from this type of thing. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that. But at any rate, let's go back to doing shit scared. Okay, so I don't know what I'm doing in this area, right? Every time I go live, I always have that I don't call it scared anymore. What I feel it as, it has moved from that fear into like an anticipation because I keep going. Anytime I am faced with a situation that literally has me in shambles, you know what I mean, like mentally I'm gone because I don't care what nobody say, everybody get there at one point or another, right? So mentally I'm gone, right? And while i'm while I'm gone mentally, there's something that kind of takes place because I have continued to press forward regardless to what it is. And it has become a pattern, a habit, right? And there's something that happens in the background with the energy. That's why I was saying you need gas. It's like my gas tank gets filled because as I've from the last time I came through a situation doing shit scared and came out triumphant, I used a lot of gas. And but life continues to happen, right? Life continues to happen. So you end up using a lot of gas and you need that refill. And so when you get to those places, if this makes any sense at all, if you when you get to those places where you are in turmoil, whatever that situation may be, what you will do at that point is you will utilize the gas, the feeling that you get, that fear. You may recognize or identify it as fear, but if you alter it and shift your perspective of what it is, it will change. So because I chose not to have that energy as a fear-based energy, but something of a motivational, higher vibrational force, it became that. So we got to do stuff scared. What say you, sis? What do you feel about like that? I mean, what's your thoughts about that? And that's just one of my experiences, one generalizing some things, how I kind of look at things. What about you?
When I look back on the things that I've done, I don't typically regret doing the thing when I'm on the other side of it. It can feel
Mm-hmm.
like you I can feel all the feelings beforehand or in the process of, but the aftermath of it is like, man, I learned
Mm-hmm.
something new about myself, or an opportunity showed up in a way that I wasn't
Mm-hmm.
expecting. And
Mm-hmm.
so sometimes it's it's really about, well, is it worth it?
Right.
Is, is it worth working through whatever that fear is?
Right.
So what is on the other side of the fear? And that's the thing that I ask myself. It's
Mm-hmm.
like, okay, if this something that I really want? And
Mm-hmm.
is it worth, like, that's why I'm very I tend to stay away from that term overcoming fear, because
Oh.
it kind of, in a way, it's like you have to overcome the fear first and then do the thing. And it's like, no, that's bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
You work with your fear,
Mm-hmm.
walk with your fear,
Come on, sis.
but don't let the fear drive the vehicle. Let it be
Yeah.
in the passenger seat.
Come on. Come
You see what I'm
on.
saying?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how I
Yeah.
feel about it. You don't want it to control everything, but you can acknowledge that it's there and then
Mm-hmm.
understand where it's stemming from.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's something
Utilizing
she
it.
can work through. Yeah, take advantage of it. Make it work for
Utilizing it.
you.
Yeah, that's a tool. That's a tool that you can pick up right in that moment, y'all. That's
Yeah.
actually, that's actually a tool that will give you, it's like the tool and a key. It's the tool that you'll be able to utilize in future things. And it's the key that's unlocking the next phase for you too. If you think about that, um, man, in creating your own lane, you have to do shit scared, because remember, it's your own lane. You ain't got there yet.
Exactly.
Not in the present tense. You may have time warp there.
Yeah.
You may have time warp there in a vision, but you haven't physically made it there yet. So you're going on uncharted territory. You see, you're going on uncharted territory when you actually create your own lane, not a lane that you borrow from the left or the right, but a lane that starts out with you and a whole bunch of bush, trees,
Mhm.
shit right there. You don't know what's there. That's
Exactly.
creating your own lane. And you gotta do shit scared when you create your own lane. Like, for real, because you have no idea what's next. There's no blueprint. You're creating it. Now,
Yes.
this is something that you can do as you're creating it. You can share this with your family members, your children, for mothers and fathers. You can share this with your family members. And when you share this kind of stuff with your family members, you're then leaving a sort of energetic print of a blueprint, energetic blueprint for them. And they don't necessarily have to do the same thing, but they can use your same principles and say, okay, well, this is how mom did it. This is how dad did it. And they can take the energy of that, the principles of each of your steps, apply it at a blank slate with their own, and then add their own sauce to it and create their own lanes. Either way, your lineage then starts to create their own lane. You start to see an evolution, an expansion in your lineage. When you start, somebody in your family got to start.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in your family has to start.
Yes. Be the trailblazer.
Okay, why not you?
Yes.
I chose it to
Yeah.
be me, right? Listen, sis.
Okay.
Mm,
Sometimes that's part of your calling. And um man, I just think of like when it comes to that like generational stuff. And sometimes we have these habits that just continue on and just pass down, or because the examples that were set for us unconsciously, we kind of sometimes we get stuck in that thing like, oh well, this is, since this is what I was taught, and then this is all I can
mhm,
be. Or
mhm,
if you want to
mhm.
go against the grain from everything that you were ever taught to believe.
Right.
Let's say everybody in your family that you know of, none of them were entrepreneurs. They all had jobs, and they, waited till retirement, and they saved their money. They waited till retirement, and they didn't do anything outside of that. But you don't want to do
Mhm,
that. You want to be
mhm.
able to travel around. You don't want to wait till you're retired to live your life. You want to be an
Right.
entrepreneur. Maybe you have multiple interests that you want to involve yourself in. Maybe you don't want to go to a traditional school, but everybody is telling you to do
Mhm,
that. And it's like, well,
mhm.
you can go. It's like, well, what's stopping you?
Right. You?
Just because somebody else, sometimes we have to. This is where kind of trusting your intuition starts to come in, or like your gut
Mhm,
instinct, or like that calling or
mhm.
that feeling that you have for yourself about like, just because other people are telling me no, sometimes it's them projecting, or they're saying
Right.
no based off of um their own life perspective, and what they, based off their own fears.
Mhm, mhm.
They're afraid for you,
Right.
but but they're not you. So other people can be afraid for you, but that doesn't mean, should you stop what you're doing because other people are afraid for you, because that's
Right.
not something, that's not a situation they would put themselves in.
Right. Or they can't think that far. They can't,
Yeah.
their imagination is not as expansive as yours.
Mhm. Yeah. And so it's one of those things. It's just like you're basing this. They are basing this off of through their lens of fear,
Right.
and their lens is different from yours, or at least it can be. You can decide, and then it's just like, okay,
Mhm.
well, why are they saying this? Because they might be concerned for you. People can look out for you, and great. But it's just like at the end of the day, it's like they're telling you something based on what they wouldn't do.
Right.
So sometimes it's that.
Right.
And so be mindful of like this. Let me tell you one of the traps that we catch ourselves up in, right? Okay. So let me tell you what I used to do. I'm gonna tell you, like maybe it was just me. Maybe it was just me. So y'all let me know. Y'all let me know. This is what I used to do. Okay. Now, if there was something that I was afraid of, and I know I'm feeling this calling or doing this thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
What I would do was ask somebody that I know was very fear-based, that I know was not going to be like, oh yeah, you shouldn't do that, right? That was going to co-sign on my fear.
Okay.
You know how
Okay.
you always got those friends or those family members that don't want you to do nothing.
Yeah.
They just want
Yeah.
you to
They
stay.
ain't doing nothing. Right.
They want you to stay,
DJ LeBron say,
stay.
Labro said
Right. They just want you
that
to stay
part.
just.
Baby, be like, yeah, no, you don't want to do, no, you can't do it. Yeah, I know them
Yeah.
cats.
So you find them friends, you find them people, right? So I would just call on them and be like, man, and I was, just kind of low key trying to ask for some form of,
Right.
justification to help them justify my fear. So
Right.
it's like I would start talking to them about some stuff like, yeah, I was thinking about doing this, but then, I don't know. And then hear what they say. Oh yeah, you shouldn't do that. Are you right? Are you right? And it's just like, I knew better, but I was just using that to justify my own fear. So I won't do the thing that I know I'm supposed to do. Because when my mind is set on something I'm gonna do, I don't talk to them people.
You don't need to talk to nobody. Like when your
Let me
mindset,
know
listen.
because was it me? Is it just me?
No,
Maybe it was me. I don't know.
No, it ain't just you. Now I don't do the calling the people I know gonna be negative part. I don't do that part. But
No, that's what I used to do. I don't do that now.
yeah, okay, that's what I'm saying. I've never done that part. I always closed off. Golly, now that I'm thinking about it, I always closed off. Because I had been led, like how when you just want to share something with people, you know what I'm saying? I just
Yeah.
want to share something with you, and because I'm going through I really just want you to be a sounding board. But while I was using you as a sounding board, and I ask you, hey, you got, you know what I'm saying? I need to ask you. I want to really talk something out with you. You know what I'm saying? I'm not necessarily looking for an answer or whatever. I just need a sounding board. But they end up putting their 2 cents in anyway, and I adopted it. So that's what caused me to not even go to the point of asking, and it's like closing myself off, right? And so I would close myself off, and as a matter of fact, I still do. I close myself to do. Can you hear me? Oh, we just went out.
Okay, it's back. It's back now.
Okay, great. When there's a lot of different stuff that one needs to do, and you want to get yourself in a place of silence, right? Because that's what I do. I'll silence everything, and I pick up nuggets. I pick up nuggets in that silence that kind of helps me. So I don't necessarily when I'm sorry, it's some stuff is coming in like while I'm talking, right? Some stuff is coming in. But when I do things scared, let's just start back there. When I do things scared, I pick up nuggets. So I close off and I get myself to a space of silence and peace. And I'm still scared, right? I'm still scared, But now I just go internally and I just close everything off so I can hear divine guidance, because can't nobody guide me like the divine can guide me.
Yeah.
So I tend not to ask often of people to give me their input, because I don't want energy. Not everybody's energy is, you can tell somebody something, and even with the good stuff you share, you can share some good stuff, and in the back of their head, they ain't trying to hear you be there anyway. They may not even be conscious to it, but then you've allowed their energy to come in. So I just like to be quiet now. I've learned my lesson, right? I like to be quiet now during those moments of fear. And when I'm just like, and I need some time to, get my shit together, I have to be quiet. I have to pull myself away from everybody. I even with the people in my home, I seclude myself in my space, because I need to be able to pick those tools up and get the right guidance as to should I go left or right. I ain't listening to nobody else, because who lane am I creating? I'm creating
Exactly.
my lane.
Come on now.
I'm creating my lane. So the
Yes.
only energy I really want in my lane is that, and that of the divine, and that the divine guides me to. Let me say that again. That the divine guides me to. If I reach out to you for whatever reason, the divine has guided me to you. Period. If I reach out to you, the divine has guided me to you. If I don't do something, the divine has guided me not to do it. Now, yeah, I'm still in this human form. And yeah, sometimes I buck because I'm hard-headed sometimes, not as much as I used to be, but I'm getting better, right? But I make certain that when it's all said and done, I'm not getting anybody else's seasoning on my chicken.
Come on now.
I'm not getting anybody else's hot sauce in my greens. Right? Can we put it like that? I'm not getting, a bad batch of, food. I'm not gonna. Does this make sense, sis? I'm not
Oh
doing it.
yeah, absolutely. It's like you don't want to, and that's a lesson that I've learned too. Like I don't. So now when I'm gonna do something,
Mm-hmm.
if I tell somebody, I usually tell them after I've already made the decision. Like I make the decision, I do the thing, and then I'll share it. Or if I do
Mm-hmm.
feel led, if I am seeking some advice or some guidance or some confirmation, then
Mm-hmm.
it's I'm very selective of those people. I know the people that I can talk to,
Mm-hmm.
and to your point of having a sounding board,
Yeah.
um, of just to be able to work through and bounce some of those things off.
Mm-hmm.
So I have, that very small, I can count on one hand, really,
Right.
a group of people that I can do that with.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it depends on what the topic is. Another
Right.
thing is sometimes it's about when you're trying to, whatever the thing is you're trying to do, it's finding somebody that is where you want to be, and then
Mm-hmm.
seeking some guidance or some advice from somebody that's already there. Because one of the
Mm-hmm.
questions to ask is the person that I'm talking to, because it depends, are you just looking to just bounce ideas off of somebody, or is it you're seeking advice and some
Mm-hmm.
clear steps to take? Then it's like, well,
Mm-hmm.
is the person that I'm talking to, are they qualified for that? So by
Mm.
qualified, like, are they where I want to be, or
Girl,
are
say
they
that
where I
again.
want
Ty. Are
them
they
to be?
what? Are they what, sis? What you say? Are they
Are
what?
they
What?
where I want to be?
And are they qualified? That part right there stung a little
Oh,
bit.
are
Can
they
we stop?
qualified? Yeah. Yeah. Because if
Let's
I'm
stop.
talking to someone, just drop the mic there.
Are you qualified? Am I asking you something? Am I asking you about a painting job and you ain't never painted a day in your life? Am I asking you how to unplug to fix the toilet and you an electrician?
Exactly.
Listen, let's
I'm
just
not
put it
asking
to
you
you
about
in plain.
travel. I'm asking you about travel, but you've never been on an airplane.
Okay,
You've never gone outside of your city, like.
baby.
And that's no shade or anything, but it's just like, look at,
It just
be
is what it
mindful of who
is.
you, yeah, be mindful of who you are talking to, and yeah, are they qualified?
Yeah.
Have they done the thing
Yeah.
that you want to do, or do they, or do they have that kind of growth mindset? And are they one of your the people that are really there to encourage you to keep going versus trying to project their own fears or whatever on you. You know what I
Right.
mean? And
Right.
the more that you start to create your own lane, the more you start to do things scared, the energy starts to shift, and the people that you start to attract, you're going to start to align with people that are doing those things too.
Absolutely. That energy, your energy changes. Your
Mhm.
energy changes, right? So I always say you attract what you are, not what you want. And people can't get it.
Mhm.
If now, because so and so did this or said that, and because now, listen here. There's something in you that attracted that in the first place.
Mhm.
So just like you can attract that when
Yeah.
you are in a place of growth, baby, you can attract that same type of like energy when your energy is in the space of expansion.
Yeah.
And at that time, you'll be attracting some good stuff. The problem is that we at them moments get a little bit scared because we're not sure if we are hearing from a divine source or that fear in that moment is greater than our desire to get there, and we
Yeah.
pause. That's when you take your time and say, all right, I done made it, and I was scared as hell back there at the beginning. I didn't know how to work a plow, or how did my baby say they call it, skid steer or a dozer or whatever. He be talking about all kinds of stuff. I didn't know how to work that, right? I didn't know how to work that. But now I'm learning, right? In my life, we just doing this as an example and an analogy. Now I'm learning how to use those things. I was scared when I first got in, when I first got on, when I first turned the ignition. I was scared, but I kept going. I utilized my tools and kept going. So now I have made it to a space, and I am having to go through an expansive door. I
Mhm.
have to be able to expand even further. And I don't know what that looks like. So I am scared again. I'm still creating my lane, though. This is the point when you have to, reevaluate, because sometimes it'll make you want to stop. Sometimes you'll start new, something else looking shiny. Now you want to go get that, and you want to go get that, and you want to go get that, avoiding creating your own lane, because that right there, that part hurt you. It's a little scary. It was too much.
Mhm.
Right? It was too much. What are you going to do? You take the same energy like we talked about in the beginning. You're going to rinse and repeat this. It's not hard. The
Yeah.
first thing we talked about is you need gas right now, baby.
Come on now.
Right? This is now you need your gas. How did I say get your gas when we first started this thing? Get your gas. Go back and get your gas, and then do it all over again. Every
Mhm.
step that we just gave, do it all over again. Now, there are too going to be some times when you will find that in that you can't accumulate that gas. You can't go back. You don't have enough strength to go get that gas, because it's something you need to heal in the right now moment before you can receive that gas, because you are energetically full, and you need to release whatever that is showing up. You need to release that so that you can go back and get that, because you'll have room to put it inside of your vessel. This makes sense, sis? Does that
Oh
make
yeah.
sense?
Definitely. And it's one of those things where I feel like there's a point, something I want to emphasize about that doing something scared, which is
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we mistake being scared for being uncomfortable,
Oh
but
yeah.
either way, the requirements are still the same.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sometimes you're just too comfortable, and you're
Right.
just chilling, and just because you're comfortable doesn't mean that you are where you want to be.
Right.
It's just familiar.
Mm-hmm.
Comfortable can feel safe,
Very.
and by safe meaning you're on autopilot. You don't really have to
Mm-hmm.
exert any more energy or thought into doing something different. You can just
Mm-hmm.
continue to go about your day, and that's what the comfort and the safety is in. I'm not talking about safety as far as like survival or something like that. I'm talking about safety like you don't have
What you
to
know.
think beyond. It's just like, no, you're just on autopilot. Everything is the same. Everything's familiar.
Right.
Even if the thing that is the same and the thing that is familiar is moving you further and further away from your goals and your desires and your calling and your purpose and your joy and your happiness and all the things. And it's like, do you know, people are like, it's something about the word, like, you know, the doing the thing, the effort that's required. Like you have to work towards the things that you want to manifest and that bring you joy, right? And the more you start, like the universe, it's a two-way street, really. And so the more effort you put in to investing into your joy, investing into the abundance that you want to create in your life, investing in your self-care, your personal development, and investing in your dreams. Like the more you start to do that, the more it will come back to you. But it does take you to actually do something outside of just coasting.
Do the work, baby. Yeah, you can't just sit there and do nothing.
Every time, trust me, I try, y'all. Listen, I try. And every time
it don't work. It don't work. And if you take too long in it, sometimes stuff will come and bite you so hard, and stuff you didn't necessarily have to go through, you end up experiencing because you was hard-headed.
Sitting on that ass. Let's talk about it. Yeah. Sitting on your ass.
Yeah. Okay. You was comfortable. You was like, yeah, no, I'm good. I don't need to go do this today. No, I'm good. I don't need to go to class today. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm going to go ahead and take off work. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm not going to, open up the book and study. Oh, no, I'm good. I'm not going to get in there and do my exercises. No, I'm good. I'm not going to.
And
before you know it, you breathed so much other stuff that you don't like.
You know what I call that? That is called drifting.
I like that.
And it's very scary because, so think about this, right? When if you're just like on the water in a boat or something, or even if you see something, drifting is one of the most dangerous things because we're so used to things like being on the polarity of things, something going terribly wrong or something going great. And we only look at that as being the thing. No. The scariest thing is when you're just doing the, oh, it's all right. Or you pass up day 1, day 2, and you're slowly drifting to the point you don't even recognize because it's this slow, just steady distancing away from the thing. Or slowly kind of slipping, right? So drifting, slipping away. And it's like, that's the most dangerous thing. And trust me, I've done it. And then one day you wake up and you realize, damn, I haven't done the thing in this many months or this many days or this many, like what happened? And you just slip back into that old routine, or you slip back into that old mindset, or you slip back into that old belief. You slip back into dealing with people that you don't not supposed to be dealing with. You slip back into the thing. You just drift away and you don't even recognize it.
That's true.
That is the most dangerous.
You can lose yourself. That's the best place to get lost in creating your lane. That's the best place to get lost in creating your lane. Right there. Drifting. I like that. Drifting. I'll write that down. Drifting.
I'm telling you, I've done it. And
be aware.
I gotta catch it. You gotta catch it.
Yeah, be aware when you're drifting. Let me give you some examples from me of what drifting is. I had come through a situation that I had grown from, and I was experiencing so much pleasantry and so much joy, and I was just relishing in that, and I was relishing in that to the point of getting comfortable and not realizing that I needed to continue to move forward in specific areas, in that specific area, in order for me to continue to grow, right? Realizing it but not accepting it, or didn't want to deal with it because I was scared, right? I found that when I drifted back into that same vibrational frequency, and that next lesson was more potent than the first one.
Come on. Oh yeah.
Because it's like
It's
You
level.
didn't hear what you had some tools you picked up. They're in your tool belt, they dusty. You need to dust them off and use them. But
Mhm.
you back here now. I'm going on and serve you something real nice, and you're gonna pick
Oh
up a
yeah.
few more tools because you need them too when you proceed forward. So for me,
Yeah.
drifting, like you said, is dangerous.
Oh yeah.
You can get lost when you can get lost in the drift. You can get lost in the
Yes.
drift. You can say, forget it, I give up on myself, I'm done. And
Mm-hmm.
unconsciously, you
Yep.
can find yourself pouring into other people and forgetting about yourself
Yeah.
unconsciously,
Yep.
unconsciously,
Absolutely.
because everybody else becomes more important than you.
Mm-hmm.
Let me say that again.
Come on now, mic check.
Everybody else becomes more important than you.
Yeah. Yep.
When you drift, it's dangerous.
Oh yeah.
When you
Oh,
drift, you can get lost. When you drift, you can get yourself in shit you can't get yourself out of, or barely get
mhm.
yourself out of.
Yeah.
You got to be careful when you are out and you are experiencing life, enjoying yourself, but you got to stay conscious at all times. Like, excuse me, you have to be aware at all times. And I'm not specifically speaking about aware of your surroundings because we all are going to be hopefully aware of our surroundings. I'm talking about aware of you, aware of how you feel in each moment so that you don't drift. You can
Yeah.
stop the drift before you get too deep in it, or you can stop it before it happens. One of the
Yeah.
two. Awareness will help you do that. That's what I do. I
Yeah.
think it will help you if you do it too.
It's so important, like,
Yeah.
because the worst one of the worst things you can do is lose yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be easy. It could be really easy to do that,
Mm-hmm.
especially. Um, I see this a lot with parents.
Yeah.
You and even people in relationships and things like that.
Oh my God.
People will lose themselves in their job. You lose. It's like
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it's losing yourself in roles, like these roles
Yes.
that you play in your life.
Ooh,
So
yes.
the role of the parent, the role of the employee, the role of the brother or the father or the son, and you're forgetting who you are outside of that. You're more than just these roles that you play in your life, or these roles that you're assigned. And it's just like don't forget that part, because I've done that too. I've lost myself in these roles, and I've and tack that on to like, oh, this is who I am, this role, this particular role that I'm playing,
Man,
or role that I'm in, right? And it's just like, nope, nope. You have to remember you are so much more than that, and the more you start to take a moment to step back and look at all the things, right? Like look at
mm-hmm.
all the roles that you play, and just pay attention to, because and that is also a way, another trap, that is also another way that we justify not doing the shit that we need to do. That's
Ooh,
another way, because I've
girl.
done it. Okay, I've been like,
Go
oh, but I got to
ahead.
do all this because I got this job, or because I'm doing this and I'm this,
Yeah.
you know. And it's a
Yeah.
it's easy. It's an easy justification.
Okay. And it's
So
like you
easy.
give yourself all kind of excuses. You be like, yeah, that'll work. That's a good one right there. I think I even
Mhm.
almost believe my own bullshit.
Okay.
I think I
Okay.
almost believe that bullshit. So I'm gonna go ahead and rock with it a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know how
Yeah.
sometimes you psych yourself out. You know good and damn well that ain't what that is.
Okay. And
And
your
you
ego gonna
know
play
it's
with
not.
you.
Okay.
Your
You
ego be the
know.
biggest hater. Your ego is
Oh,
the biggest
the biggest hater. Okay. Biggest
conspirator.
hater. Biggest
Conspirator,
hater.
honey.
Okay. Baby, listen, and then I'd like to touch on the role that one plays, how you get lost in the roles you play.
Mm-hmm.
Man, listen here. I have gotten lost in the roles of various types of relationships. And when I tell you, for me, in my life's journey, my biggest that I have overcome, well, next to the biggest that I've overcome is that of those being lost in roles and relationships. And whether it was platonic, girl, whether it was romantic, I would
Mhm.
lose myself and become something that I was not. I would see, because I'm a studier of people. And
Yeah.
now I study people. Naturally, I'm paying attention to you. And I would become what I know pleased you because I was a people pleaser. I had to
Mhm.
be healed from that because I was losing myself in those types of relationships, regardless to what they were.
Yeah.
Now I'm at a space and place in my life where I'm not taking on nobody else's shit. It ain't happening. They don't fit in my lane. See, I can have my own lane and in a relationship with my friends and they have their own lane. I can be in a relationship with my loves and them two have their own lane. We ain't got to share lanes. We are a
Okay.
lane all in itself. But I'm
Yeah.
not going to get, I've got to a place at this in this part of my life where I am not going to accept anything that I don't want to do. If it's a no, it's a no for me. We ain't gonna
Yeah.
argue about it or nothing, bruh, sis. We ain't
Yeah.
arguing about that because it's a no for me. And if I say no, that means I have examined all possibilities within my head before I said, within my heart, before I said the no.
Yeah.
That's what that is. No is a period behind it. Ain't no negotiation. Because if you tell me no, I'm going to respect that. I'm not trying to negotiate with you. You know
Okay.
what you said no about. All right, then cool. I ain't got to like it just like you ain't got to like what my response is. And that's okay. But we can still have our own lanes and cohabitate. We can still have our own lanes and still be friends. You
Yes.
understand me? I've learned that I am not going because, and I've had such good relationships since I've overcome that, right? The
Mhm.
second biggest thing that I have overcome just here recently is the relationship or the role of a mother.
Mhm.
Oh Jesus.
Mm.
When I tell you I've just come over that role, I lost myself in being a mother. That's all I ever was. From the time I was 16,
Mm.
I wasn't one of those children who gave their child to a parent and went off and go and hung out. I took care of my responsibilities and still went to school because my whole thing at that time was I ain't gonna be no statistic. I was paying my own bills at 16. I lied about my age, got into an apartment. I think the man knew he was just trying to help me out. But I
Mhm.
said all that to say, being a mother such an early age and desiring to be the best mother I can be, I didn't know how to step out of that role. And that had me trapped up. It had
Mhm.
me paused. I almost began to drift because of that, because I was so concerned with my children, and they're all adults. Listen, y'all, they grown 33, one finna be 27, and this month, one finna be 24. They grown. I have three grandbabies, about to be 11 and 13. It was hard for me to let go of that mother role because that's what's my identity. But I knew that at this part of the lane that I have created, I could not go further in it had I not faced the fear and detached
Mm.
and moved forward. And when I detached, I opened up a whole 68 acres worth of stuff, as
Mm.
metaphorically speaking.
Yeah.
And now my lane is so wide and vast because I decided to continue to go past that fear, doing shit scared, y'all. When I say it
Yeah.
has its rewards, it has its rewards. I
I'm
don't know.
curious to know. I want
Mhm.
to ask a question for all the parents out there, um, because I feel like one of the fears behind that, right, is
Mhm.
you become less of a mother, or less than, or you're not doing, fulfilling your you know, that role, if you detach from it, and or you try to live your life beyond the role that role as a mother, if you do that, that means you're being less than, you're not being a
Right.
good mother or a good parent. And I'm curious to know, when you made that choice and you decided to detach from, and for the record, and this is just my point of view, right? Detaching from the role doesn't mean that you're not still being responsible and upholding the role.
Exactly.
It's detaching from feeling like this is the only part of who you are, and losing yourself in it, like, and recognizing that there's other aspects of yourself that also need some attention, right? So I'm just curious to know, did you feel less than a mother? Did you feel like you that you like what came up for you when you like made that separation and that distinction?
Are you talking about me, or are you talking about the people on the
I'm
on the
asking
line?
you. I'm asking you. And then if anybody in the comments wants to share, like, you know, but I'm just curious to know from since you just shared about like your experience from like releasing that role of, so you wouldn't be so lost in it, right? When you recognize that and you released it, what came up for you? Like, did you feel
Go ahead.
like
Did I what?
did you feel like, oh well, okay, now I'm a bad mother? Or did you feel like, did that
Oh
make you feel
no,
like you're less than a mother because you let go of the attachment to it?
no, no, I didn't. Because I had gotten to a point to where I had made peace. I had made peace. I had looked at everything in every way that I have raised my children, and I didn't have any regrets because in the beginning, I didn't know what to do. I didn't have a very, very good example of what people would consider a good example. But I had a beautiful example of other things in my upbringing, right? So,
Yeah.
but some of the things that I did not have in the first parts of my children's lives, oh man, I was not a horrible mom. I love them, but every trauma that had happened to me up to having them, I tried to protect them. I became this overbearing mother bear. You know what I mean? And I just was like smothering them, like, and I didn't realize that that's what I was doing. And it wasn't until my moments of awakening that I began to see, and I am so grateful because I had an opportunity to mend with them as they were still in their teens and early adulthood. You know what I mean? So I
Yeah.
still had the opportunity to mend that. So since then, I have been on a trek of forging an adult relationship with my children, and where they're free to talk to me in any way. They're never disrespectful. They never, or anything like that. But when I say talk to me, I mean be open about everything. They talk about stuff. I'll be like, for real? You know what I'm saying? But I invited it. I created an environment for us to formulate a different type of dynamic, a mother daughter, mother son, son mother daughter mother dynamic than what society says it should be. And so, because of that, when it was time for me to release myself from them, I had to go back and look at me. I had to take a moment to reflect and just look at, what was and what is now. And I am always going to be there for them, but they will not be my number one priority anymore. They have the tools that are required for them to grow. And I had to remove my hands. And in doing that, I freed myself. Did I have
Yeah.
regrets? Hell no. I was like, girl, that's what, come on now. You did a great job. Great job, Mayette. Great job. I didn't have any regrets because I am detached in a way to where I can allow you without trying to put my hands in or open my mouth and give you guidance to have and live your life and have your experiences the way that you're going to have them. And I think that they will, as I transcend out of this body, whenever that time may be, that they will have appreciation for the energy that we have exchanged. So did I have a hard time? Because I think that the reason why I didn't have a hard time was because I didn't have any regrets. I had started living in my truth slowly as time progressed. I had started addressing my family members when, like, one time my brother, my eldest, was having communication with me and my son. And my son had said something, and my brother didn't like the way he said it. And he, said something. I said, no, he's not being rude. He's just being free to speak to me the way we have our relationship. And he's just a blunt person. I'm not going to suppress who he is. I'm not going to suppress who my daughters are. Everybody's different. I don't want them to fit in a mold that everybody else says you should be. The rule says that you need to look to the left every time you, or look to the right, or look up, or look down every time you go into this one room. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yeah.
I don't want them to have to conform to that. So it didn't, to answer your question, no, I felt really, really good. I am so grateful, y'all. Let me take a moment to say that. I am so grateful that in creating my own lane, because it's a constant thing, I'm constantly creating it. In creating my own lane up until right now, I'm grateful. I don't have no regrets. I have learned so many lessons. I got so many tools. I got so many things I can use that I'm less apt to turn around and run when I have to do shit scared again.
Yeah.
Now I have this type of energy that's like cloaking me, if that makes sense. I feel it, I see it, but it doesn't affect me and paralyze me as much anymore. And for some things, not at all. I still feel it though.
I appreciate you sharing that. I feel like, it can be hard to let go of the attachment to the roles that we play, or roles that we assign. And that doesn't rid you of the responsibility, the responsibilities that you uphold. It doesn't necessarily, it's about feeling like this is the only way to do the thing, or using that to justify continuing to put yourself on the back burner, and to continuing to not do the thing. And it goes back to my, so, even I feel like whether it's parenthood, right? Even if you have young children, there's somebody out there that's doing it with young children. There's somebody out there that's doing the thing that you want to do, that has young children, that might be single, or that doesn't have a lot of, like, somehow. So it's like, seek the people that are doing the thing, even if it's not exactly what you're doing, right? But it's just like, sometimes if you just find the proof out there, because it is, and sometimes that's how the universe will respond to you, by finding, or aligning you with an example of someone that's doing the very thing that you're wanting to do. And whether it's a job, and you feel like, oh, you feel stuck in this job and you don't know how to get out of it. You actually want to change careers, but you don't know how, or you can't afford to go back to school. But maybe there's somebody doing it that didn't go to traditional school, or whatever it is, right? So it's just, there are examples out there, and that's one of the things you can start to call in, if you are starting to, if you are at that point where you're continuing to use that as an excuse. But part of it is releasing the attachment from it. Right. And what's the bigger vision? Is what's on the other side of it worth it? Even if you don't know what that is, you don't have to know exactly what that thing is. But if you know, like, man, if I do this, I've been wanting to do this, but I don't know what's going to be like on the other side. Will it may be better, but will it be worse? What could it be? And
whatever you make it.
Yeah, it's whatever you make it, exactly. So it's like just recognizing where that's showing up in your life. If it's in your career, if it's in your relationships. I know so many people that are afraid to be alone.
Oh!
So they stay. Come on! Oh, look, it ain't Valentine's Day. Who celebrate? I don't celebrate.
I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. I don't celebrate Valentine's Day. But,
I
you
don't
know,
either. Listen, I create my own holidays.
holidays, but you know,
I create my own holidays. But
I love you every day.
exactly. So it's like this is the time. Listen, this is the time right now. People be holding on to relationships, these ashy, crunchy relationships.
Knowing that
they trying to get them a little teddy
$6
bear and
months
a little Hallmark card because they're afraid to be alone.
Yeah, knowing it was
they don't
over.
know who they are without somebody else.
Yeah.
Or
Man.
it could be it's they need somebody else to validate them because they don't feel worthy within themselves.
Man, you better say that.
Come on now.
You better say,
come on. I'm just saying.
Yeah. So. Okay. Listen, y'all. Okay. So we're going to go take a few minutes to go and give some shout outs to all those beautiful people up in the place. Rickland. Hey, brother. I hope you are still here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It has been wonderful. Rickland is an original part of our family, sis. Then we have GG Girl 471. Welcome. Adrian. Hey, honey. DJ is it Labro? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else we got in here, sis? Kimberly Smith.
Erica. Mm-hmm. What's going on, Erica? True. Welcome, welcome. Oh, thanks for coming over to Instagram. Yeah, we had some technical difficulties on Instagram. We keep getting this echo. And I'll probably pop back over there and just, maybe we'll say a little something to them, but we were just like, you know what, just come over here on these other platforms. We're streaming on 3 other platforms. So we're going to continue to try to work out the difficulties, but we did not let that stop us, did we? We just
listen up. Ain't nothing stopping us. We are creating our own lane in this right here. Here, y'all.
Yep.
When we did this, we began to create our own lane. We have our own lane that we are creating separately, and this is a collaboration, a co-creation of a divine nature. Listen here, man. I'm gonna tell y'all ain't gonna listen. We dropping spring equinox. Okay, you can spring equinox. Sis, can you please share with them where we're gonna be? Do you remember what the first topic is? Listen, y'all, we got some stuff for y'all.
Yeah, so what to expect. So right now, we are leading into the official launch of our podcast. We decided to jump ahead and do a live show. As far as this is leading into the pre-recorded aspect of our podcast, and you will see we'll have some occasional live shows, and you'll also have the pre-recorded series, which will also be it'll be video and audio, and all that's going to launch on spring equinox, and we're really excited about it. And make sure you get on our VIP list, which the link is in our bio. Any platform that you're watching on right now, you click on the link and you'll see the link to join our VIP list, so you can get updated on when we're doing live streams. And then we're also going to be doing some after parties and things like that, some private streams for our VIP listers. So definitely you want to get, if that's something that interests you, then you definitely want to hop on.
Yeah, you want to get on the VIP list. Listen, it's more intimate. I mean, it's pretty intimate now, but we will be paying a lot more attention to certain things, and we will be having a good time. And we want you to sit back and get your stuff together and just chill, child. Just chill. In the future, we will be having guests. Yes. In the future, we'll be having guests that will be joining us. And, we may even pull a few people out of the live. We may pull a few people up out of the live to come and be with us behind the scenes while we are just kind of relaxing. We could even do a private offset Zoom. Hey, there's endless possibilities, because why? We are creating our own lane, and any way we want to have it, honey, we're gonna have it. One thing I want to talk about is we got to realize that we are the captain. I am the captain, you are the captain, she is the captain of her, your vessel.
Yeah,
I'm the captain of this vessel, baby.
absolutely.
I got to take care of this vessel. I
Yeah.
got to love this vessel. I got to make certain that I do what is required for this vessel to maintain its health and high vibrational state, which means I have to do whatever it is that's required of me in every moment that it is required for me
Yeah.
to do whatever it is that I need to be doing. I want you, and that's what happens when you the captain of your ship.
Mm-hmm.
You take full responsibility, full accountability for you, the way
Yes.
you show up, how you are in this world, how
Most definitely.
things go in your life. You make certain that you do what is absolutely necessary and required. You don't give up on you because
Mm-hmm.
you understand, and overstand that you ain't nothing to be given up on. Right?
Exactly. Yeah.
So I want you to know that in creating your own lane, you need to recognize that you are the captain, baby. If things don't go right on this voyage as you are plowing through and creating your own lane, if things don't go right or they go awry at several different moments in, it's your responsibility to check why. It's your response. Did I get a tune up? Do I need my oil change? Do I need the radiator flushed? What do I
You
need?
know, it'd be so funny. It'd be so funny. Like we will break our damn necks to get to a job that we hate on time.
Girl. Okay. And be late
Break
as
our
hell
whole
showing up ourselves.
neck. Okay, but you won't get up a half an hour. You won't spend
Half
30
an
minutes.
hour early so you can exercise.
Yeah.
And you know you need to.
Okay. You won't spend that 30 minutes meditating or reading a
Come
book
on.
or taking a yoga class or just doing some self some some research on the things that interest you online. Like you won't spend that 30 minutes to an hour doing that though. But you gonna break your whole neck to
The
go to a job
entire
that
net
you hate.
going to some place
Okay, I've
that
done
is,
that. It's just like, oh my God.
yeah,
Because it's easier to just because what do you have to do? All you
control.
have to do is show up and you get paid, like, and that's it. And but it goes back to what I was mentioning about the just the comfort zone.
Yeah.
It's comfortable, it's familiar, and you might
Mhm.
hate it, but it's still comfortable. It's still familiar, and you can still just do it, and it's still autopilot.
True that.
Even if the being on the autopilot is miserable, but that's
True
become
that.
your new baseline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so it's like, oof, when you have to start claiming responsibility, and you can't blame hating your, hating your boss, or you can't blame
Right.
traffic, or you can't blame,
Right.
then it's just like, oh damn. Then you really start to recognize, like,
Mhm.
I can't, like, you start to have to look at yourself. But what is personal autonomy without
Mhm.
claiming responsibility?
Come on.
And if you truly want freedom, freedom requires you to ownership
Come
of
on.
your own shit, the good and the bad, all of it.
Come on. Come on.
And the more that you can start to do that and to face those things that you don't like
Yeah.
about yourself,
Mhm.
I have to call myself out all the time.
Mhm. It's important.
Yeah. And sometimes we got to call out the people that we care about and that we love too. Sometimes it's like, hold
Mhm.
up now.
Mhm. True that.
Sometimes we need to be checked. So sometimes my people call me out like, hold up now, what's going on? And so, and those are the type of people you want around you. The people that's going back to that inner circle thing we talked about earlier.
Mhm.
You want to have those people that's going to be like, hold up now. Remember you said the ones that you trust, right? That's going to hold.
Okay.
You said you want to do this,
Okay.
or what's going on with that, or what's
That's how
happening?
you know that's how you know they love you. That's how you know
Mhm.
those people really love you because they're not gonna let you give up on you.
Yeah,
But they're not gonna hold your hand either. So I'm gonna
exactly.
tell you the kind of friend I am. I'm gonna tell you the kind of friend I am. If you're going through some things, and because we all go through and we all need each other at some point, right? Just to be that sounding board or somebody you trust or what have you to offer advice, even. And if somebody's giving you something and or you are No, let me go back. I'm this kind of friend. I'm only going to give you what I am shown to give, right? It's up to you to do what you're going to do with it. I'm not going to get mad if you don't do whatever it is that I saw. I mean, because that's just my 2 cents that was given to me by something else. Because I always try not to ever give a part of me. I want to give a part of divine when I'm giving some kind of guidance to anybody I love and care for. Okay.
Mhm.
Not only do I do it with my clients, but I have to do that with my family members. So I'm going to ask for divine guidance when I answer a question or do a task. And I'm the kind of friend, if I'm not going to be mad at you if you don't do what it is I've given.
Okay, listen.
But
The
I'm
way
not
you
going
take
but
things.
I'm not, if you keep going through stuff, there's nothing I can do about that either.
Oh, okay.
But I'm
I,
going to love you
I hear
anyway.
you.
I'm gonna love the shit out you anyway. There is nothing I can do about it. And if you go through again, I'm going to still be there and love you. But the next time, I'm not saying shit.
Okay. Okay.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm
Mhm.
just going to be quiet and allow you to experience and be there for you, because I have had a very good friend who has done that for me. She
Mm.
started to recognize how I learn, and she steps back all the way to the people that I
Mm.
associate myself with. She be calling it right up front. Be like, I don't know about that. Oh, all the time. And I'd be like, no, 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 no. This is from the past, right? No, no, it's not right. This now, let me tell you about this. That. Yeah, no, she'd be like, yeah.
Mhm.
So she just step back because she can see, right? You attract what you are. So I attracted another version of me to be my friend. You
Mhm.
get it?
Mhm. 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 Come
Listen,
on now.
listen,
Come on.
listen.
The
Okay,
best thing you could do. Oh my gosh, the best thing you could do is allow some. It's just like,
allow them to have it.
mm-hmm.
I need them kind of people in my life. Let me have it. Let
Yep.
me just have it. If I'm that bullheaded and I can't see, let your girl have it. Okay?
Okay. Because some people will just want to, again, going back to
Yeah.
calling the people, they just want to justify and fight why they should stay the same. It's like,
Mhm.
I ain't gonna hold. I'm not doing that with you.
Yeah,
I
be
used to
like,
do. Oh
okay.
my gosh, I used to have friends that would call me for advice or whatever, and then
Oh,
I'd be so upset. Like, why are we spending all this time? I stopped wasting. I don't expend the energy for it. It's like, no,
why?
right.
It's not necessary. Listen,
Exactly.
I got books to be reading. Okay,
Come
I'm still
on.
in school. I got books I need to be reading. I, I
Same.
got I got things I need to be growing in. I got things I could be healing in. I need to get my garden together. You know what I'm saying? I
Mhm.
really do, because I'm late as hell. But I need to get my seedlings together anyway. But I need to get my garden together. You know what I'm saying? I got places I gotta go. I got further road I gotta plow.
Yes.
I
Yeah.
got further road ahead of me. I got to plow. There's some things in front of me. See, I don't care if I love you to death.
Come on now.
I'm not gonna let myself stop me, and I damn sure ain't gonna let nobody that I love or
And it's
profess to
another
love
trap.
me stop me either.
It's another trap. It's another trap when it comes to
I'm
we
not
will
gonna
be
do it.
so busy in other people's business or trying to help other people, and again, we're using that to
To stop us from doing. That's why.
yes, and
Listen,
justify like, oh, I gotta
come
help
on,
like these
sis.
people, but all you doing, you just, they you're just using
Mhm.
that to distract you from doing the shit that you need to do.
Listen, actually, you're using that to distract you from doing the shit you need to do. Because
That's
you
what I
know the
said. That's
kind of. Oh,
exactly
that's
what
what
I
you
said.
say.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you said the opposite. I was like, what? No,
No,
you.
no, it's like that they're doing that to stop. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, we said the
Okay.
same thing.
Gotcha.
Mhm,
Baby,
mhm.
listen. You, and that's why I am very honest up front now. You know what I'm saying,
Mhm.
sis? I'm honest up front. Like before, I would be like, I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings and da, da, da. No, listen, I can do this. I don't have time in my schedule for that. I am not finna take myself and overextend myself.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? If I can help somebody with something, I am. But I'm
Mhm.
not overextending myself, because
Right.
I have to
Overwhelmed.
preserve and to take care of and love me, because if I don't, then I won't be good for anything or anybody else. I got a purpose I'm still operating in.
Yeah.
I got other people that depend on me. I got people who love me and come to me for guidance. I got to have enough energy for them too. I
Yes.
got to have the right kind of energy for them too. I can't be bogged down with everybody else's shit. So sometimes this here thing, this here right here, it go on D&D from everybody.
Yep.
You know, I don't mean
Listen,
no harm.
no, listen, I be texting her sometime and I be getting hit with the be getting hit with the you know how when somebody has the do not disturb and then I'm like, oh snap.
What does it say? Does it say something to you?
You get something, or you be on like silent mode. There'll be something that'll pop up on something that
I'm in silence.
that you're like in a silent mode or something like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. And it's like that on social media platforms too, buddy.
Yeah.
Listen, I figured out a way to do that shit on social media. I was like, hell yeah, I don't want no, just let me pop silent.
And I
So
love
I
it.
have to go to it and see it. You understand?
Yes, and I love
Listen.
it. It's the boundaries for me. Yeah, that's why turn off the notifications.
Okay,
That's
turn
why
them off.
There's only like I turned off any of the notifications that somebody like liked something, or I turned those off. I keep the ones on if somebody like is replying to something or commenting specifically.
Oh, for real? Yeah, no, I don't even check. Y'all don't got that on.
Those like, and that's only on certain platforms, and so you can decide. It goes back to autonomy and like the boundaries that you need to create. So you can start to listen to the messages, so you can start to maybe be a bit more focused. So when it comes to the things that you need to do, the things that you want to do, the things you're feeling called to do, or even just trying to create the space so you can start to receive that clarity.
Right.
And it's like, start to create those boundaries.
Man.
And talking about like establishing personal boundaries is something I've definitely talked about several times before. It's so important.
Yes. Baby, listen. How about this?
Hey.
Yes, it's the Spirit Wisdom Reset Show, baby. This has been so phenomenal. I enjoy these lives. I enjoy these lives, and you will have them quite frequent up until we launch on spring equinox. Okay, you will have several lives up until then, and it is creating your own lane. This is an ongoing topic. We will be coming in. Then after we drop that, we will, be on a little bit less than we are now, because there are things we're doing in the background and getting things together, but you will always be able to be caught up. Now, VIP list is where it's at. I'm not gonna lie to you. VIP list is where it's at, because that is where you get behind the scene footage. Y'all might get some stuff that, like the little clips that be putting on all the social platforms. Y'all get stuff that people don't see. And we be cutting up. Cutting up. We be cutting up. We talk about all kinds of stuff. And we want you to be, and it's VIP list, ain't nothing to it but to do it. Go ahead and get on there. It's free. We'd love to we'd love to have you. We'd love to have you. And I think that I am grateful for all of you who have stuck in here with us through the transition from IG over here on this particular live. We'll see if we can get the stuff together, the echo together on our next one, if that's possible. We'll find a workaround. Okay.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah, we'll find us a workaround. Man, listen here, sis. I am finna get off of here. I think I want a little white.
Yes.
I think I want some white.
Yeah.
And
that
do.
sounds like a great idea.
You know what? I think we need to have a drink after this.
And this is what we do, y'all. So after we do our live streams, whether it's a live stream or when we do our pre-recorded
Pre-recorded.
series, we have a little after party. And so that's what y'all would be invited to when we start launching those with the VIP. You will get invited into those, and you can drink and smoke with us or whatever you're into. Get back and talk
Come
about
on, back door, baby. Come on, back door. Y'all come in the back door.
You
The
wanna catch
live
a
in
vibe.
here. We all go live. You know what I'm saying? Walk up live with 2B. You know, just have some fun, y'all. I
Yeah.
don't think that I don't
Yes,
know
yes, yes.
anybody who has this type of creativity.
It was one of those things sometimes when it comes, and one of the reasons why creating your own lane, this live series, this live show that we're that you'll see happening periodically, is because we are creating the change that we want to see. We're creating the thing that we wish that we had, right? So yeah, and we hope that you do the same. So definitely don't forget to like, share, subscribe. We're on Twitter, we're on YouTube, Facebook, and Instagram. And don't forget to connect with us on our VIP list. If you found this to be valuable and you think somebody would find this valuable as well, please share this with them. You can always catch the replay as well. And it has been a pleasure. And we're going to see you on the next one. Be sure to stay tuned for our next live stream. And yeah, any final words, Maya, before we conclude?
Listen, y'all, tonight, go have some fun.
Yes.
Tonight. Listen, what is this? Wednesday, right? Yeah, it's Wednesday. So I want you to just take some time to, when you get off of this live, kind of close your eyes, relax a minute, and just breathe in and ask yourself, what is it that I've been missing? Everybody do it on the live with me right now. Ooh. Close your eyes. Sit still. I just want you to breathe in slowly through your nose. Slowly, filling up your belly, pushing it out. Hold it real quick. Now ask yourself, what have I been missing? What do I need to do right in this moment? And then shut up and listen. Take your time, let it come to you. You might see some images, you might hear some things, you might feel some things, but you'll know exactly what it is that you are telling you need in this moment. Blow out of your mouth. Breathe in through your nose one more time, slowly and deeply. Blow out of your mouth. Whatever it is you were telling you to do, go ahead and do it. As far as me and my beautiful co-host, we about to have some drink and talk some shit. Okay.
We'll see
Y'all
y'all
in the room. Okay.
Bye, y'all.
Bye, y'all. Peace.